What's good, YouTube? I'm back again with another special banger for y'all, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into it. Now, this video is gonna be a quick video basically showing y'all how to get approved for your first vehicle, zero down. All right, first vehicle, zero down. So a lot of y'all, y'all want cars, but the dealership telling you gotta put money down. I'm about to show y'all how to not have to put any money down for your first vehicle. Okay, the process is sort of similar for if it's a second, third vehicle, and this is vehicles on your credit, right? If you bought a car cash, this doesn't count. This is specifically on credit, zero down. All right, now, if this is your first vehicle that's going to be on your credit, right? It's a couple things that you want to do to make sure that you get zero down, okay? So the first thing is that you want to make sure that your credit is on point. You don't have an auto loan on your credit profile, right? That means you have to be stronger in other areas. You want to be strong in credit cards, right? Maybe you got a personal loan on your credit. Everything has to be 100% payment history, right? And make sure your credit cards, the usage is less than 10%, anywhere between like 2 to 10%, okay? Now, you want to make sure your credit is on point. That's the main thing, right? That's the first thing I would say. You want to make sure that your credit is on point, because without your credit being on point, none of this stuff will be possible. You will not get a car zero down if your credit is not on point, okay? If your credit is not on point, that means you need to repair your credit if you have negative items. All right, the good thing is I'm hosting a completely free web class showing you exactly how to repair your credit. Right, the link for that will be in the description. So click the description, you can sign up for the class, all right? But you need to start repairing your credit, okay? Now, let's say your credit is already clean, okay? You came to the class, you know how to clean your credit now. But your credit is clean. Now, like I said, you want to make sure that you have good primary accounts, credit cards, personal loans, things of that nature on your credit profile, 100% payment history, credit cards less than 10%, right? But also, in addition to that, you want to make sure that you have a good relationship with a credit union near you, okay? A good relationship with a credit union near you. I say credit union because credit unions are more based on relationships, okay? So if you have a relationship with a credit union, you got a checking account, you have money flowing into that checking account, right? You built this relationship over 3-6 months. They're more likely to give you a car zero down than a bigger institution. All right, that's just what that is off rip, right? So build a relationship with a community bank or a credit union or a small community bank near you, all right? And then deposit money into that checking account. Okay, deposit money into that checking account frequently. Like, use that for your main checking account. All right. And then I would say wait 3 to 6 months in between there. While you're doing this, right, you're going to start building up a strong relationship with that bank, because the banks, when you put money into a checking account, that's basically you investing into that bank. The bank then take that money and then they invest it, right? So you give them money to invest, they're more likely to give you money on the back end for an auto loan, for a credit card, and things of that nature, okay? So you want to make sure that you have a great relationship, right, with this credit union or community bank. And then once you have, built out that solid relationship, what you want to do is that you want to get a pre-approval from that bank, right, or credit union, the small bank. You want to get a pre-approval, because then you're going to take this pre-approval to the dealership. So you're going to get pre-approved with them first, okay, and then go to the dealership. Don't go to the dealership first, because that's backwards, right? The dealership going to run your credit through multiple institutions. Now you're going to need repair again. So go get a pre-approval from the credit union, and then you go to the dealership, okay? And then, like, once you're looking at cars, right, this is your first car, so you're not going to be able to get a $50,000 car zero down for your first car. All right, you got a good relationship with that credit union, they probably get for your first car, they might give you like anywhere between the 20 to 30K range, right? 20 to 30K range. So that's going to be your first car zero down, right? And you have no existing car on your credit, okay? So, like I said, make sure your credit is on point. Build a relationship with that credit union. Get the pre-approval. And then look at cars in the 20 to 30K range, right, for your first car 0 down. All right, that's the blueprint of how you're gonna get approved for these vehicles. Okay, because a lot of people in my DMs, they be asking me like, hey, I'm trying to get a car, but I'm not trying to put anything down. I'm like, okay, cool. The first question I ask is, have you financed a car before? Okay, because typically if you finance a car before, right, and everything is good with that, then that's comparable car credit, and then you can go to the next tier with 0 down. So if you already had a 20 to 30K auto loan, okay, and then you already had that, and then you go to the next tier, maybe you get a 40, 50K auto loan, 0 down, all right, because you already proven that you can deal with something less than that, so that you automatically get knocked up to the next tier. But this is for individuals who don't have a car in their credit right now, right? You got to use what you have, right? So like I said, build that credit out. When you want a strong relationship with that credit union or a small community bank, okay, and then look at cars in like the 20 to 30K range. All right, you can get a decent car, right, for 20, 30K, like the Tesla Model 3, if that's something that you want, that's like, they're like 20K now, right? So you can get I'm noticing right now, the car market, the prices are lowering, right? A C8 Corvette, you can get a C8 Corvette for $55,000, right? That's not heard of recently, especially within the last couple of years, right? So these car prices are, going down. So take advantage of it, but you want to make sure that you do get the 0 down like you want. Okay, and like I said, let me reiterate this. Make sure when you're applying for these things, your credit cards on your personal credit profile, their usage is anywhere between 2 to 10%. If you have maxed out credit cards, this will not work, right? Because maxing out your credit cards naturally lowers your score, and it doesn't look like you're responsible on paper. All right, that's just what it is. So when the banks see that, they just see it like, this person, I don't know, right? But pay it down 2 to 10%, and then once that reports, then you can, you know what I mean? You can get your car, make sure you start building a relationship with that institution, and then rock out and actually get a car 0 down, all right, for your first vehicle. All right, for your first vehicle. After your first vehicle, it's pretty easy, to get cars 0 down, because you're going to work your way up the tiers when it comes to the comparable credit. This is assuming your stuff don't get repoed, right? This is assuming that everything is paid on time, and things of that nature, right? Because, if you late on payments, they're going to be looking like, this person can't even deal with this, right? How can we send them up to the next level and they can't even deal with this side of things, right? So it don't work like that. Okay, but that's how you get your car 0 down, your first vehicle 0 down. All right, that was my quick sauce to y'all today. I'm gonna be dropping more YouTube videos for y'all, man. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Send this to a friend or family member that's trying to get a vehicle 0 down, and tell them to like, comment, subscribe too as well. All right. Yeah, that's my sauce for today. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Let's get to 4K subscribers. That's next. Thank y'all for 3K. We on the road to 4K, and then 10K, and then 100K, man. Let's go.